Welcome back. We are going to continue our trek across the northern Shiver Peaks. Sometimes some of these henchmen, like the ones that have names, like, well, that's a bad way to put it. I don't really know how to describe it, but not like archer, mage, fighter, but like brawler, cultist, enchanter. Those like weird names. They'll just like leave your party for some reason when you finish a mission. So, or just enter a new outpost. So you gotta make sure you add them back. Talk to Master Saberlin. Now this is just like when we left Ascalon and we were trying to get to Borderless Pass. There's a quest that tells us how to get there. Unfortunately, the quest puts a lot of centaurs in the way. It makes it a big pain in the ass for us to get across. So, we are not going to do the quest, and I will just show you guys how to get there. So there's two ways you can go. You can go south and you can go north. South will bring you to a max level area. All the monsters are level 20 and higher. And you can go all the way down to the southern Shiver Peaks. It's also where you can get max armor. People will do this run for you, probably for free nowadays. You can get max armor and you can skip, you can skip this entire part of the game and just go down here in this part. So, pretty chill. Not necessary anymore because once you get to the next big outpost, you can just go to another continent and get max armor. So, we're just going to do that. No good quests for us there either. No skill trainer. Like most of us, yeah. I'm happy to have you guys here, even if you're just lurking. So the Shiver Peak Protector is like the only healer Empathy works on, because he casts like Vigorous Spirit and then he attacks. Just regular auto attacks. He's like the worst healer. So he's super chill, super easy to kill. So to get to the next area is super simple. You're going to follow the wall on your left here, and you're going to just follow it up north a little ways. And that's it. So you don't really need the quest to get there, but the quest puts like, see there's a bunch of Shiver Peak right here and a bunch of Shiver Peak right there. It puts another like 2 groups right here, and I think one more right there. It's just, there's so many people to deal with for no reason. So we don't really want to kill that spirit, because that spirit is going to aggro them, I think. So wait for it to die. It'll die. We might get both of these groups at the same time just because they're close to each other and our warriors don't really pay attention to who they run to. But we might be able to pull just one. Nope, we got all of them. That's okay. You're really not a danger. You can get overwhelmed. I mean, obviously, 6 people versus like 24 people is not a good fight. these guys are weak enough at like 6 versus 12. Really not that bad. We only got one healer. She's not very good, honestly. But we weren't even really in any danger, so we're chilling. So you just keep following this path. Literally just follow the wall to your left. It'll go north after a while. You just follow it north after a while. And then you'll notice right here, oh, I guess it doesn't go north. Okay, so I was mistaken on the map layout. You do go north to like do other stuff, but this is who you're looking for, Ranger Olsen. So the quest that we would have took would take us to Ranger Olsen, and then he would tell us that Aiden is waiting inside the cave over here to guide us through it. So instead, we just ran and found Ranger Olsen over us. And then you don't even have to take Aiden's quest to get the markers to go to the cave, but we're going to because the markers are helpful, and you get free 500 experience for just going alone. Free experience is good experience. I didn't mention it. I only mentioned that skill trainer one time, but every time you level up, you get a skill point, and doing some missions and some bonuses, you get skill points too. Actually, I think all missions you get a skill point, and then in hard mode, I think the bonus and the mission give you a skill point. When you use those to buy skills from trainers, so we want to rack up a bunch of those as well. Because what we want to do is we want to be able to buy skills for our heroes. So factions is the earliest place where you can change your profession. So we're going to go to factions, get to where we can change. We're going to do a lot of things, but our heroes won't be as effective as they can be until we can change our secondary profession. Spoiler alert, your secondary profession is changeable. The Prophecies campaign makes you do quests to change your profession, but in factions you just have to beat one mission. And in Nightfall, you just have to like progress to a certain point, and then there's a person who'll just let you change your profession for 500 gold. And then so you just change your secondary profession. You can buy whatever skills you want from the trainer, and then when you buy them, you unlock them, and then your heroes have access to them. So that's how you set up your heroes. So we have this guy. This is Aiden's pet, Snow, little snow wolf. He's telling us to follow Aiden's markers, so Snow's going to go ahead of us and leave a bunch of markers. And we literally just follow them. And we'll find the end of this cave, and Aiden will be there, and he'll give us 500 experience for following his dog. So, fat chillin'. Gotta fight a few Ettins. They can be pretty tough if you get overwhelmed. They hit kind of hard, they don't take damage very well, so. Don't forget your imp. You don't need to pick up the marks of Aiden. You just need to run by them. They're not sellable. You don't turn them in. They're just there. They're just a quest item. So Conjure Phantasm is really strong in like early game, but if you notice, when I cast it, well that's about it. If I cast on him, his HP really doesn't drop fast anymore. So all it does is it gives 5 degeneration, which is like minus 5 HP per second. But once they have like 300 and 400 HP, you're not doing anything anymore. So Conjure Phantasm is nice because I'll like cast it, it lasts 2 seconds, and then I'll remove it and do 50 damage. But at this point, as soon as I can get another skill to replace that with, I'm going to. Because... And I'm going to, actually. As soon as you get to Lion's Arch, there's a Ranger skill that'll help me recharge my skills faster, and that's what we're going to switch to. And eventually I'll stop using my pet also, just because it's a wasted skill slot, honestly. But I like having it for right now. So there's a boss Etten. I don't think Ettins can be anything besides warriors, because they are warriors. Like gargoyles are always elementalists or mesmers because that's their professions. These guys are warriors. Don't think they can do anything else. If they can, it's a ranger. There might be a ranger class Etten somewhere in this game, but I think they're all warriors. So you just keep following your little arrow, keep following these little marks in the game. You can see on my mini map where the cloud is. That's the end of the quest there. And there's Aiden, who was my ranger trainer, if you recall. All of the trainers follow us. All of the trainers from Pre follow us through these missions. They're like our party, I guess. The elite warriors in Prince Rurik's vanguard. So they came with us when we separated from the king. They technically follow us the whole way. So that's pretty neat. And we can use a lot of them as henchmen. Later on, we'll get like Midlow and Aiden and Devona as henchmen. We're not going to use them. Well, heroes at that point. But it is cool that you can actually put them in your party and use them. Get my experience, and then he wants me to go out this portal. This is a very annoying area. There's lots of gargoyles that slow you down. There's lots of zombies, which if you're a warrior, they're very annoying because they're undead and you can't make them bleed. Axe isn't super great yet. You only really get Cyclone Axe and Executioner Strike. Sword is really strong, even though it's like weaker, technically. But Axe is really strong. Warrior is really strong, just in general. Don't let anybody tell you that Warrior is a bad class. It's an amazing class. It just got nerfed at creation. They just didn't give... They would have gave him... There's another melee class called Dervish, and it gets 30 energy and 3 blips. And it's OP. It's got amazing area of... Not area of effect, but like... Basically area of effect. Amazing like spike, cluster damage, whatever. Does amazing damage to like adjacent targets. Get AoE, strong damage. Not very strong single target, but very strong like AoE damage. And the warrior gets 20 energy and 2 blips of regen. so it can't use as many skills as fast. It relies too heavily on adrenaline. The dervish also uses adrenaline, but it gets the energy. So the only reason the dervish is better than the warrior is because it has energy. As soon as you get access to consumables later on, like apples and cupcakes, warrior's better. 120% better in my opinion. But I'm a little biased. I main a warrior. There's lots of bleeding and crippling going on here. So you're constantly in a state of being slowed down, getting a little bit of health degeneration. So you just gotta keep an eye. Make sure you don't get surrounded, because you can die pretty quick. There's a lot of poison in this like region. Kryta is really big for like poison, bleeding, and crippling. So you just gotta be careful. Don't get overwhelmed, because you might just get DPS'd to death. Like damage over time to death. And you won't even realize it. And we are one mission away from heroes now. It might not have seemed like much of a struggle up to now, but honestly, playing with henchmen is kind of a hindrance. Playing with heroes is so much better. There are people who do like Iron Man runs of this, and I have an Iron Man character that I kind of started. When you play the games like how they came out, so you would play this game first, only with henchmen, nothing from another campaign because they didn't exist yet. And then when you beat it, you go to factions, and you play it the same way because it came out second. And then you play Nightfall the same way. Then you go to Eye of the North. And it's pretty neat. It's fun. It's a nice little challenge. Kind of remind you that things weren't always as easy as they are now. Purple Cesta. This guy's pretty cool. He gives you 20/20s early on. So you can get a 20/20 Lightning Staff, 20/20 for Divine Favor, 20/20 for Blood Magic, and you can get 30 HP for that. And you can get this is big. So you can get 15 energy on a main hand weapon. And it takes away one of your energy regenerations, but you get 15 energy on just one hand instead of my whole staff. So I get 15 just in my hand, and then I could get a offhand that has like up to 12 or even up to 15 if I have the right inscription. Not worth really grinding for, but it's cool if you just happen to get the decayed ore emblems or whatever. And we made it to the gates of Kryta, the last mission before the main like city hub of the Prophecies campaign. No one really hangs out there much anymore. People still do. It's probably the second most popular city. Commandant's number 1. Kainang City, I don't know if it was ever popular, but it's not now. And Lion's Arch. But that'll be it for this episode. In the next episode, we will barrel through the gates of Kryta. We talked to Witness Cast Story to get our experience. And we'll see you next time.